So same as usual, working at your own pace, making sure that nothing's bringing pain or discomfort, as in joint pain. Making sure that you've got your usual props, so the band and a pillow, the ball if you've got the ball, so that you can use it for assistance or resistance. And then just to setting your starting position. So same as usual, if I'm seated, I'm going to try and sit a little bit taller. So encouraging space across the front of the belly so that the diaphragm can work, descending and ascending into the abdominal cavity. The shoulders are relaxed and the head sits on top of the shoulder. If I'm laying down, easier as I can just let the floor support me, relaxing the head, the shoulders, the hips, the arms, the legs onto the mat. So focusing on the breath and noticing where the breath is. I might find that it's a little bit of that panic breath where I can feel that is the top of the chest and the neck stiffening to create that breath. So see if I can try and encourage it to calm down. So softening the throat, relaxing the collarbones and the top of the chest, and then see if I can direct the breath down into the belly, down into the abdomen. So feeling the belly raising with the inhale, and then falling with the exhale. I'm not forcing, I'm not trying to push the belly out. I'm just trying to find that relaxed breath. And then at the same time, using the usual scan of the body. So noticing where the body is and how it feels. So is there any stiffness anywhere? Is there a little bit of a niggle somewhere? Do I feel straight? Do I feel wonky? Is the pressure even between the right and the left side of the body? Am I slightly twisted? Do I feel uneven? And then as I feel a little bit more settled, the breath feels a little bit more relaxed, and the body feels a little bit more relaxed. I'm just going to focus on the head, focus on the neck. I'm going to keep the head nice and still, and then I'm just going to move the eyes left and right. So I'm going to look to the right as far as I can. I'm going to hold it slightly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to bring the eyes back to the middle. I'm just going to allow myself a little time to reset. And then I'm going to look to the left without turning the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Returning the eyes back to the middle. Resetting the head if you feel that you've slightly moved. And then I'm going to try, and this time I'm going to try and look up. So again, without moving the head, I'm just going to try and look up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come back. And then I'm going to try and look down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then come back. Then I'm going to change the angle slightly. So I'm going to go to the right, but slightly up. So see if you can think about 45 degrees up the right. I'm going to look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back to center. I'm going to do the same thing, but to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to center, and then I'm going to go down on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to center, down to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to the middle. And then I'm just going to circle the eyes around. So same as you've been doing so far, without moving the head. I'm just going to try and look up and then look around 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to look around the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. This is a little bit more connection to the eyes, hopefully a little bit more awareness of the space around. I'm going to start moving the head. So as soon as I think for the eyes, I'm going to look to the right, but this time I'm going to turn the head to the right. I'm going to hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a deep breath in as you breathe out. So see if you can look with the eyes a little bit further around to the right. And then see if you can take the head with you. Then I'm going to ease back to center. I'm going to look to the left, turning the head to the left. Shoulders are still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in as you breathe out. See if you can look a little bit further and take in the head. And then releasing back to center. Then I'm going to try and look up towards the ceiling. So I'm going to tip the head back and making sure that I'm not collapsing the head. So I'm going to try and look back, encouraging a nice lift into the front of the throat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in as you breathe out. To see if with your eyes you can look further behind to see if the head wants to follow. And then releasing back. Then I'm going to go into flexion. So I'm going to tuck the chin in. I'm going to try and look down, lengthening into the back of the neck. I'm going to hold. If you're laying down, supporting the weight of the head with your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in as you breathe out. As if you can look down a little bit further. See if the head wants to follow. And releasing back. Releasing through the neck. Hopefully a little bit more movement into the neck too. I'm going to start getting the thoracic spine involved. So the upper back involved. So this time I'm going to turn the head to the right and then I'm going to rotate to the right. So if you're sitting on the chair, I'm just going to turn the rib cage, turn the head, and then I'm going to hold. If I'm lying down, I'm going to swing the arms to the right, turn the head to the right, and then hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, see if you can look around with your eyes, see if you can take the spine a little bit further into that rotation. Then I'm going to ease back to center, and then I'm going to rotate it the other way. So I'm going to rotate to the left, turn the head to the left, hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See if you can look to the left with your eyes as far as you can. And then if the spine wants to go a little bit further. And then release it back. Returning the arms back to the middle. If I'm laying down, resetting yourself to the middle. If you're lying seated, and then I'm going to go into flexion first. So this time I'm going to tilt the chin, I'm going to tuck the chin towards the throat, and then curling the head forward. And then I'm going to try and curl the shoulders and the upper back forward too. So if I'm laying down, I'm going to use my hands around the back of the head to support. If I'm seated up, I can knee down, as probably just going to naturally pull me down. So I'm going to tuck the chin around the upper back. I'm going to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, imagine to be sending your gaze through the rib cage into the back of your spine. See if you can go a little bit deeper. And then I'm going to release my way back. Then reversing the position, I'm going to try and look up. So same as before, I'm going to try and look up, lengthening through the front of the throat. But this time I'm going to push the chest forward, extending through the upper back. So if I'm laying down, I'm trying to lift the back of my rib cage off the mat. And then maintaining that lift, I'm going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, to see if you can look around a little bit further, see if the back wants to follow you there. And release and back. Releasing the shoulders, releasing the upper back. Upper back hopefully feels a little bit looser. I'm going to start moving a little bit more. I'm going to raise the arms to the front, clasping the hands together, keeping the hands apart. It doesn't matter. I'm going to start to swing the arms around. So I'm going to start, I don't know, to the left. I'm going to swing up and round down the right. Then come back again, up on the left, round down the right. See if you can, as the arms are swinging, it doesn't matter if the swing is small or big, but see if you can think of the movement coming mostly from your rib cage, from your torso, from your back. So as the arms swing, I can feel the back moving around and round. If I'm laying down, a little bit easier feedback as I can feel the back on the floor. As the arms swing, I can feel myself going from one shoulder into extension to the other shoulder. So see if I can exaggerate that movement. 3, 2, 1. Reversing the swing, going the other way, swing up the left, or up the right, and then down the left. And then round again. And then as you keep the movement going, see if you can, same as you've been doing so far, follow with your gaze. So can I follow my hands around as they go into that big swing? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the upper body. Hopefully the upper body is a little bit warmer. I'm going to start focusing on the lower back. I'm going to start off with a little pelvic tilt. This is trying to release the stiffness from the lower back. So I'm going to tilt the pelvis. I'm going to draw the belly in as if I was trying to hollow in at the front, and then forward back into neutral, into a little bit of an extension. So tilting back, pressing the lower back towards the back of the chair or towards the mat, and then back into neutral and into a little bit of extension, and then starting again. So see if you can think this time the movement coming from the base of the spine. So head and chest are staying lifted, so I'm still looking straight forward, straight up. See if I can find the movement right on the base of the spine. So see if I can ease off some of the tension, some of the stiffness from down there. So rocking forward and back onto the seat base. Trying to release, trying to relax as much as I can. It's exactly the same if I'm on the mat. As the lower back presses into the ground, I'm going to try and scoot the belly in. And then I'm going to relax as I go back into neutral. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back into neutral, I'm going to try and focus the attention on one side more than the other. So I'm still going to go into that posterior tilt, but this time I'm going to focus just on the right side of the belly of the body. So I'm going to try and tilt the pelvis, trying to curl the right hip bone towards the rib cage, and then back. Right, and then back. So the left is just hanging around. If you're lying down, it's again easier as I'm getting the feedback from the floor. If I'm seated, I need to focus a little bit more, see if I can think of the effort to just be on that right side. So I'm trying to follow in, I'm trying to scoop in from that left, from the right side of the belly. Left side is just sitting there waiting. 3, 4. So feeling that gentle tension on the right side of the belly. 5, possibly into the front of the hip. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release. Relaxing that side, I'm going to repeat the same thing to the left. So tilting the pelvis, so trying to draw the front of the rib cage on the left side and the left hip together. And then I'm going to open up again. So I'm going to tilt and release the tilt. So this time the effort is on the left, the right is just hanging in there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And releasing back, releasing the hips, adjusting the pelvis. I'm going to repeat that center tilt, that standard tilt, to see if it feels any easier, or if I feel that the movement maybe feels a little bit more connected, a little bit better. So I'm going to tilt and release the tilt. So rocking back and then coming forward onto the sequence, rocking back and then coming forward onto the sequence. So noticing if maybe the tension at the front of the belly feels a little bit more even, right and left side. Maybe before I could feel it on one side, the other side didn't seem to be working that much. 4, 3, relaxing the neck, relaxing the shoulder. 2, 1, and releasing back, resetting yourself back into the middle, and then I'm going to change the direction. So this time I still want to focus on the side, but this time I'm going to try and focus right onto the side of the belly. So instead of tilting forward, I'm going to hitch up. So I'm going to try and hitch up on the right, and then ease back and hitch up on the left. So same as usual, if I'm seated, imagine to be lifting your right seat then off the chair, and then I'm going to lower it back down. I'm going to try and lift the left, and then lower it down again. If I'm lying down, I'm going to use the mat to guide the spine. I want the pelvis to stay flat on the floor, and then the hips are to gently just to shift to side to side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Releasing, easing the hips back to the middle, adjusting the pelvis if you need to. Just a little bit more movement into the lumbar spine. I'm going to try one more time, but this time I'm going to focus on the same side. So I'm going to repeat on the same side. So I'm going to hitch up on the right hip and release, hitch up on the right hip and release, hitch up on the right, hitch up on the right, hitch up on the right, and then as you've got the hitch going, so you can try and do it a little bit quicker this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Same thing to the left. So I'm going to hitch up. I'm going to start to slowly. And then see if I can do it a little bit quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back. Resetting the hips. There's a little bit more connection into the side of the belly, into the obliques. I'm going to start focusing on legs and arms. First thing, I just want to warm up into the hip joint. So I might use the band around the back of the leg. It doesn't matter which leg, we're going to be doing 5. If I'm laying down, I'm going to lift that leg up so the knees pointing straight up on the ceiling. And then from there, I'm just going to start guiding the leg around into a little circle. To see if I can picture the top of the femur, the top of the leg, just circling gently to the hip socket, as if I was trying to massage the inside of the pelvis. If I'm seated exactly the same, I might use the band to help support the weight of the leg, and then I don't need to lift the foot off the ground. But what I want is to try and encourage movement into the hip joint. So see if I can get round and round with the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reversing, going the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And releasing back, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So using the band to help me support the weight of the leg if I need to, using the hands, or if I don't need the arms, I'm just going to try and get the leg to move on its own. So drawing that circle, round and round, see if I can, same as on the other side, finding a smooth movement into that leg. So see if I can think of the femur, the top of the leg, just the turning, moving into the hip socket, trying to release some of the stiffness, some of the tension of the hip joint. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reversing the circle, going around the other way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back, so relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. Just a little bit more movement into the hip joint. I'm going to see if I can now start getting the leg and the arm to move together. So I'm going to start off the same side. The same as usual, if the leg is a little bit temperamental, I could use the strap. So I'm going to put the strap around the right leg, and then I'm just going to hold with my right hand. I'll be repeating on the right side, and then when we swap, I'll be repeating on the left. I'm going to take a deep breath in, and then as I breathe out, I want you to be puppeting the legs. So I'm going to raise the arm, and then what I want is for the leg to come up to. Then I'm going to ease back, and then again. I'm going to raise the arm, and then I want the leg to come up too. And then ease it back. If I feel that the connection is there without the band, I'm just going to keep the arm and the leg going together without any help. 4, 5. Now try the same, but when you lift, when you flex the hip, when you flex the shoulder, see if you can try and look down. 6, notice if there is any difference, trying to do the same and maybe look up without moving the head, just with your eyes. And then looking down again, you should be feeling a little bit easier. 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Releasing the arm, releasing the hip, relaxing the shoulder. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the left side. So same as on the other leg. If I know that the leg is a little bit temperamental, then I might put the band around the back of the leg so that I can control the leg a little bit more. And then raising the left arm and the left leg together, and then coming back. Left arm, left leg together, and then coming back. It doesn't need to be a massive lift, just making sure that you're not straining the neck to go higher. And then same as you do on the other side, play with your gaze, play with the eyes. So if I try and look up, it feels harder. If I try and look down, it feels a little bit easier to move. So see if I can try and make it as easy as possible to create that lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it back. Relaxing the hip, raising the shoulder, relaxing the leg. It's a little bit more connection there. I'm going to try one more time around, but this time instead of trying to coordinate same side, I'm going to work opposite sides. So the same as you've done before. If I need a little support, I'm just going to place the band around the right leg, and then I'll be holding it with my left hand. So the right leg, left arm together this time. I'm going to take a deep breath in, and then as I breathe out, I'm going to try and puppet that leg using my left arm this time. And then again, noticing if the connection seems to be better, seems to be worse, the same. At the same time, again, playing with the gaze. If I look down, it's a flexion, so it should be feeling easier. If I look up, it makes it heavier, it makes it even harder. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and release, and relaxing the hip again, relaxing the shoulder. I'm going to try exactly the same thing across the other way. So placing the band around on the left leg if you need to, holding it with your right hand. So crossing over the body. And then opposite arm and leg, I'm going to try and lift them together. So same as on the other side. Notice the lift. It might feel easier, harder. Same. Again, what happens if I change my gaze? What happens if I try and look up? What happens if I try and look down? Looking down should be making it a little bit easier. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back, relaxing the hips, releasing the shoulders, relaxing the legs. I'm going to change the direction of the movement. I'm going to start getting the spine a little bit more involved too. So if I'm sitting down, I'm going to shuffle the legs nice and close together, and then I'm going to hook the left hand across to the right thigh, right knee, around there somewhere. If I'm lying down, I'm going to roll over onto the left side, and then I'm going to set myself into a side line on that left side. The knees are bent, the legs are together, the bottom arm I'm going to pull it right through. I'm resting on the back of the shoulder, using anything to support the head if I need. And then from there, I'm going to take a deep breath in as I breathe out. With the right arm, I'm going to swing wide, and then I'm going to start rotating to the back. Turning the head to follow the arm around to see how far I can go with the arm. And then I'm just going to ease my way back. So if I'm lying down, see if you can focus on keeping the knees together. So the hips are not moving, it's the back that is moving. If I'm sitting up, my hips can't move as I'm sitting onto them. So as the right arm swings out and around, see if I can focus on the rib cage, see if I can focus on the chest. Can I keep a nice lift into the chest? Can I keep the chin parallel to the floor? Can I stay tall as I turn to the side? And then every time that I turn, I want you to be measuring how far you're rotating. So I don't know, I'm rotating to the top of the shelf behind. I'm going to come back. I'm now rotating a little bit more to the frame next to the shelf. So just gradually see if I can encourage a little bit more movement, just giving me a little marking point along the way to see if the movement is getting easier, is getting better. 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the back. I'm going to repeat the same thing, but to the other side. So if you're laying down, rolling over onto the other side, setting yourself on the other side. If I'm seated with the right hand, I'm going to reach across to the left side, and then swing the right arm, the left arm around. I'm going to turn and see how far I can rotate this way. Then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to try again. Turning the head, looking around with the eyes to see if I can gradually, same as I did on the other side, open up the movement a little bit more. So think of the chest opening, the shoulders keeping down, the neck staying long, the spine staying long, staying straight as I'm turning and then reaching around. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Releasing the shoulders, releasing the back. It's a little bit more movement at the top. I'm going to stay with the rotation, but I'm going to change the effort. Instead of opening, I'm going to close. So if you're lying down, I want you to roll over onto your back and then extend the legs away. So let the legs really flop, really relax completely. If I'm seated up, I'm going to keep the legs nice and close together. With the right hand, I'm going to reach across to the left. Imagine to be reaching for your seat belt behind you. So I'm going to rotate to the left. I'm going to try and grab hold of that seat belt, pull it across, and then with the left, I'm going to reach to the right and then pull it across. And then each time, see if I can reach further and then pull back. Again, the back is nice and straight, the chin is lifted, the chest is lifted. As I'm turning around, as I want to try and reach over the shoulder, not under the shoulder. If you're lying down, see if you can get into a nice rotation. Think of your legs as being like jelly, so my legs are just relaxed completely. I'm going to reach with my right arm to that left side of the room. Move my left arm out of the way, taking the head off the floor. So you can reach with the right hand as if you're trying to touch the left side of the room. Then I'm going to ease my way back onto the mat. And then with the left, I'm going to reach to the right. I'll take the head with me so that I can go further each time. As the head is a big lump, it's a heavy lump. If I don't lift it, I won't be moving anywhere. So I'm going to try and reach over to the left, coming back to the center, and then a nice reach to the right. Coming back to the center, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders, relaxing the arms, and making sure that the reach has not created tension into the neck. So I'm going to reach with the right hand down the side. So I'm going to really try to hold the right shoulder down as much as I can. I'm going to hold that reach, hold that depression, and then I'm going to move my left ear to the left shoulder. So see if I can create a nice opening down the right side of the neck. And then once that you feel that the stretch is there, then see if you can play slightly with the head. So I might just move the head slightly forward and back, or just slightly to the side. So see if I can notice how the stretch changes, maybe finding a better position. 3, 2, 1. Find the position of the head that gives you the better stretch now. And then keeping the head still this time, see if you can move your hands. So can I keep the arm locked and still deep rest? Can I try and just gently rotate the arm out and then rotate it in? So encouraging a little bit more traction by extending the wrist, about bringing the back of the hand towards the forearm. Just a little bit more tension. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, easing the head back to the middle, relaxing the shoulder. I'm going to try the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to reach down with the arm, depressing the shoulder, pulling the head the opposite way. See if I can create that gentle stretch down the side of the neck. And then I'm just going to start moving the head slightly forward and back, slightly to the side. See if I can find a better stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finding the stretch that works better for your neck. Hold the head in that position, and then these times if you can move down from the hand, rotating the arm out, rotating it in again. 2, 3, 4, 5, and releasing back. Easing the head back to the middle, giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, adjusting the position of the head. And then I'm just going to gently start rotating the head from side to side. So I'm going to turn to look over the right, turn to look over the left shoulder, turn to look over the right, turn to look over the left shoulder. 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Returning the head back to the middle when you're ready. If you're lying down, rolling over onto your side, and in your own time, pushing yourself back up into sitting. Finding your comfortable seated position. So making sure that you're able to sit upright, so leaning against the wall, leaning against the sofa. Finding the seat bones to see if I can plant the seat bones onto the mat, onto the chair. And then I'm going to start opening up at the front. So I'm going to imagine a string or imagine a band that goes from under the chin down to the pubic bone. So you can stretch the band as much as you possibly can. So I'm going to retract the shoulders. I'm going to lift it through the chest. I'm going to lift the head. Lift the chin, see if I can look up, look back, and then I'm going to release, I'm going to come forward. Allow the band to recoil. Think of the chin tacking into the chest, the shoulders hunching forward, the upper back, the lower back rounding. As far forward as you feel comfortable going. And then pushing back in reverse, extending out, shoulders back, we drop them down, lifting through the chest, and lifting to the chin, looking forward, looking up, looking back, and release, and coming forward, tucking the chin in, rounding, hunching from the shoulders, so through the rib cage, the lower back if I can, as far as I can. Last time. I'm curling all the way back up, extending, trying to open up as much as you can. So really think of the front of the chest opening wide, the chest lifting, the neck lengthening, looking back, and releasing back. One hand to the belly, one hand to the back. Take your bow, give yourself a clap on that. Any question or anything as usual, please say. Remember, you need to unmute yourself.